Number 5, godly moms who partner with God in raising their children love their children in a way they can feel when they make a commitment, listen, to pray for them. Now, the first one is just going through life and encouraging them. This one's even deeper level. To pray with them through life. Godly mothers pray for their children. Let them know you've made a commitment to pray for them. Start a lifelong prayer list with specific areas you've learned from them that need prayer, and then pray for those. In fact, I still keep, when I was preaching once somewhere about this, someone took me up on what they said, and they reduced my entire 464-page book on parenting to one card. Look how small. Can you see that? It's the size of a credit card. They reduced everything that I said to this little card, and they gave this to me. It's the nicest little thing. It's how to pray for your lifetime, for your children. And it's just little verses and little areas, 20, that you can pray for your children for their whole life. Did you know our children should know that we are praying for them? Ask for updates from them. Celebrate answers to prayer. Pray together with them. Because if you're not praying for them every day, who is? You know, that's the moniker of the Moms in Touch, prayer deal. Do you know what, moms? If you're not praying for your kids, how do you know anybody is praying for them? You should lead the way. Regardless of their age, they need you to lift them up before the Lord in prayer every day. You need to think about their day. You need to think about their setting. You need to think about the people they will be with. And you need to pray about those situations. We need all the help we can get. And much of what happens to us in our children and in this life is beyond our control. But we can entrust every day prayerfully to God's control. You know, John 17 is such an example of this type of praying. The whole 17th chapter of the Gospel by John is Jesus praying out loud with his disciples listening, and he showed them how he intercedes for them. What a treasure those disciples had in Christ's model prayer. They treasured it because they heard him praying for them. You know, that's giving them a heart that prays. That's one of the best gifts you can give your kids. You know, if you kind of feel bad, they just graduated and you didn't give them a brand new car, or something like that. You know what you can give them that's better than a brand new car that they'll have to insure and probably needs a lot of gas and will probably wear out or get in a wreck or something. You know what you can give them that will never go away? You can give them a heart that prays for them. And it doesn't matter where you are in life. You can just start cultivating this. You don't even have to announce it right off. You just listen. And you just say, what's going on? How is that going? What can I? And then you start keeping track of that. And then you start praying for it. And you know what always gets people? When you go up to someone and say, how did that turn out? They look at you and say, how did you know about that? That happens to me all the time. Because I write down things that people say. I'll go up and ask them about it. They think, that I can have a crystal ball, in my office and I can watch what's going on in their life. And they go, how did you know about that? And I said, you told me. And they went, but you remembered? I said, well, actually, I wrote it down. But, yeah, I remembered. And I pray for it. Did you know the first, second, third time that happens in your children's lives, they'll go, you care? You go, I do. And they will share more things that you can pray about. Number 6, godly moms partnering with God and raising their children love their children in a way they can feel when they use meaningful touches with them. You say, woo, now you're getting really into the psychology stuff. No, that's what Jesus did. I don't think you could call him psychological. In Mark 10:16, Jesus blessed the children. You know what he could have done? He could have done what the Pope does in Rome. Stand up in his apartment, open the window and go, blessings on you. He didn't. He ran down in the crowd and grabbed them and held them. Jesus did. Why? Because he wanted to express by his touch. In fact, Jesus is always touching those he ministered to. He could have healed people with a word, but just in the Gospel by Mark alone, 8 times Jesus touches those he's ministering to. He touches them because he wants us to learn how meaningful touch is to people's lives. You know what they taught me in seminary? I guess I'll teach you a little secret. Do you know what the old pastors that deeply ministered to people's lives, they said, when I was in seminary, 30 years ago. They said, your goal should be to see, talk to, have eye contact, and touch as many people on a Sunday as possible. You ought to try and get up to hundreds of people that you actually look in the eye, talk to, touch, say something to. They said, you have no idea. I'll never forget, starting out in ministry, I probably have told you this story because I do forget a lot, but I started out and I was pastoring in this church, and it was a big old church, and I remember about my second Sunday I started because I finally had learned all the doors, and I came in the back door and I just started talking to all the people from the back toward the front. And I remember putting my hand on the shoulder of a wizened, old, stooped-over man and just looking at him and looking right in his eyes and talking to him. Didn't probably talk more than 20 seconds. I got a gnarled hand, squiggly note from him that week. You know what he said? He said, did you know I come to church because it's the place I hope someone will talk to me? He said, when no one talks to me at church, I actually go to the barber shop because the barber will talk to me, and I pay him to cut my hair so he will talk to me. He said, did you know that no one had talked to me for a whole week until you talked to me this morning? I thought, can someone actually come into the gathering of the saints of God and have no one talk to them? Are we so busy with our little world we don't see God's world that's so much bigger? Have we got out of the touching and looking and communicating and loving? You know, that's something God wants us to see in Christ's life. The act of touch is a key to communicating warmth and affirmation. It's even essential to physical health. Be generous with your hugs, with your touches, with your love.